Boom, guys, listen, we're back. And today we're talking about hard work, smart work, studies and whatnot. And the thing is, I had some thoughts about this. You see, I say this a lot. Like, you need to know hard work before you know smart work. And what does this mean, right? What does this mean? You see, the thing is, when it comes to being disciplined and staying on the path that you've decided to go down, there is a very certain point, like a very small point, that you come to that decides whether or not you're going to stay consistent with that. Whether you're going to stay, it makes it easier for you to stay disciplined, essentially. And with all these studies that we have around the world now, with everyone being like, this is more optimal and this is less optimal. It's probably not optimal for me right now, standing in this ice cold water, right? And it hurts. My legs are hurting as we speak. But you see, the thing is with all this, right? It's that regardless of what's optimal, you need to be able to discern the actions that makes you stay consistent and not. And what happens when you stick with studies and you use that in order to, you basically depend on that, is that, or let me say this rather, when you are going down the path of trying to make everything optimal all the time, then you are missing out on something very crucial. And it's the fact that through hard work, through not knowing what is most optimal or not, you are able to discern something. You build such character, right? And you're able to discern what actions actually makes you stay consistent or not. And so when I go and train, right, I might not be doing the most optimal sets. I might not be doing what, makes me have the most testosterone, right? Before I go to sleep. But what I learned from not doing that, and what I've learned through 11 years of training, of building myself up, right, is that I can look at my actions and I can see, hey, are we falling off here or not? And being at this point right now, right, I can start to implement certain things that make it more optimal for me. And because the reason is that if I had started out with this, if I started out with, this is more optimal, having this amount and this, right, then the point of me being a pussy or not, I would not be able to identify. Because the only thing that's basically keeping you consistent is a certain number, a certain study, right? And if that is everything you're relying on, which can change at any single time, right? Then you're already losing, all right? You're already losing. In order to stay consistent, in order to be disciplined, you need to learn hard work. You need to learn what it's like to do stuff that might seem meaningless. Because, you see, loyalty is built through meaningless work. And it's not just about being loyal to any cause or anyone else. It's about being loyal to yourself. And that's what we're doing here. So when I come down here, right, it's freezing. I know it's gonna freeze. It's not about what's optimal. It's probably more optimal to stay inside and fuck off and lay on the couch, right, to recover, right? I have stuff I wanna do. But in order to stay loyal to myself, in order to stay loyal to the path I've chosen, I have to come out here and I have to put in the work. Just like anyone else who wants to, do this, right? It's not about what's more optimal. It's about what's going to get you the real results. And the real results, they start in here and starting here. It does not start in an article. It does not start in studies. It starts in here. It starts in here. And the sooner you realize that all this stuff you're reading, all this stuff that's been implanted in here, that it's bad for you in the beginning phases, right? You shouldn't, just throw it away completely. There are things that you should do and you shouldn't do in order to perform optimally, in order to have good health, right? Don't eat bad stuff. Don't do dumb shit, right? But the first step, start with yourself. It does not start by relying on studies. It does not start by relying on pussy shit. If you're doing that, you're starting on the wrong end. Learn hard work. Learn what it's like to fucking go and freeze. Learn what it's like to put yourself out there in stuff that might seem meaningless. Because in the end, you will build so much character. You will build the lessons that once you start implementing the optimal stuff, your level in whatever domain of life will just go like this. Okay? I just want to say that. Because it boggles my mind how much pussification we're seeing now with all the studies, all the articles that is coming out. I saw this article today, right? It was like, oh, it's optimal to have 40 grams of protein before bed instead of 24 grams. And I'm like, well, if you're skinny and if you're, a pussy, then it doesn't fucking matter how much protein you get in before bed. Because what matters is how hard you train, what goes into your mind when you're training. How much are you, what are you doing, right? If that's what your focus is on, you're focusing on the wrong thing. You need to build character first. You need to learn the value of hard work. Then, once you're at a good point, you can start implementing stuff. But before that, it's worthless. It's completely fucking worthless, right? A bit charged up today because I'm standing in a cold body of water. You see, the thing is that I feel this pain, right? I feel the legs, they're numb. But, I don't know. I thought I was going to say something there, but it is what it is. Think about this, guys. When you're going out there and you're like, in every single action, I'll say this, like, every single thing we do, there's an opportunity to build character, to build discipline. And it might not be optimal all the time. The stuff that you're, about to undertake, or the stuff that might seem daunting. But the lessons are there. And if you're willing to see that, and if you're willing to go through with some of the stuff that might seem meaningless, you're going to end up in a much better place. I can promise you that, okay? Now, I'm going to get out of the water. Oh boy. Take care, and God bless. Boom!